Hey, what's up there, disc golfers? I know you guys have been waiting for this one. It's the Waco Charity Open, and we've got a special guest who's actually done pretty well in the tournament. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you about it. Let's head right over to Wes, who's going to get right into the action of what's going on with this tournament.
Yeah, so we got Vanessa Van Dyken joining us after round one, also known as VVD. And we're going to talk a little bit about your round one, and we'll kind of start off with the conditions today. So I watched some of the live coverage. Looked like it was pretty windy out there. Was that pretty accurate?
It was pretty windy on the first, I think first 4 holes and last 5 or 6 holes, but all in the middle there were in the woods,
Yeah.
and it felt like there wasn't any wind in the woods, so
Okay.
It was weird. It was like half and half.
Nice. So you had a great round, shot even, which put you in fourth place. So we'll get to see you on the lead card coverage tomorrow, which is really exciting. So we'll kind of just talk about your round a little bit. You started out with 2 really good birdies right on the first 2 holes.
Yeah, I felt like I did pretty well in the beginning. It wasn't. I found some trouble in the woods, but you can kind of expect that in a whole entire round. But it wasn't until the last 4 holes. I I think, I'm not exactly sure on the pars because we have a different tee pad, and I'm not sure if that affects it by a stroke, but I'm pretty sure I played 3 or 4 over in the last 4 holes. And it was just because the wind was we just came out of the woods, and there wasn't really any wind in there. And then we came out to the wide open part of the course, and the wind was so strong, and I didn't expect it to flip over like, your stable distance drivers. I should have like thrown a nuke OS instead of a nuke type situation, and it's like the difference between staying inbound and then taking an extra OB stroke. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with par. The condition, I felt like even when I found trouble in the woods, I tried to make like a smart decision to keep myself like looking at par or birdie.
Yeah, it looks like you did that really well too through the middle portion of the course. You had kind of 1 birdie, 1 bogey through there, and a bunch of pars. And on those holes where you can find a lot of trouble that we saw a lot of the ladies getting into, you were able to keep a pretty clean sheet through there. So I got to say that's pretty impressive to get out of there more or less unscathed.
Yeah, actually, I threw the jawbreaker roach like all the time in the woods, like for the short holes, for my up shots, and for the placement shots, like the par fives and stuff. The 2 par fives, I just threw putter, 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 like roach every single time.
Oh my gosh, played it super smart.
So I was super. I'm so happy to have that disc in my bag.
Yeah. Well, clearly it paid off in the woods today, kind of like you were saying. The sort of back end of the round had the 1 double bogey, which was your only double bogey on 15, it looks like, with the 1 OB stroke, and then 1 bogey on 17. Again, it looks like just due to the OB stroke, but yeah. Other than that, super clean. And what was?
But it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you found yourself on the lead card tomorrow. Was there any other disc that was really working well for you in the woods too?
What was that?
Was there any other disc that was really working well for you in the woods aside from the roach?
I just started to bag a heat.
Oh, nice.
And I love that disc because it's a pretty understable fairway driver, and so you can hyzer flip it really well. Like my favorite angle to throw on is like a slight hyzer, and with that one I can throw a slight hyzer and it'll pop up to flat and kind of carry over like slowly to the right, and that's like the perfect disc for the woods if you just want to stay in the fairway. Just like point and shoot at and throw at like a tree on slight hyzer, and then it'll pop up on that line and kind of like just land in the middle. That disc was really key to staying in the fairway as well. Pretty much the only ones that stick out, and then the other ones just a lot of nuke in the wind, nuke, and Z-force. Those are really good for like overstable up shots, especially in the crazy wind. Happy I get to throw zone.
Nice. I'll turn it over to Pat. Do we have any questions in chat, Pat, before we let Vanessa go?
Absolutely. Let's give a shout out to Ben Calloway. He's jumped on here and said hi. And Robert Tidler says he just wants to say good luck to you, Vanessa. Team Discraft for the win. Ben wants to know what your putting putter is.
Jawbreaker Roach.
She said that, I'm pretty sure, Ben. Open your ears. Robert Taylor wants to know, is there anything you want to do different in round 2? By the way, the Heat is my favorite disc in my bag.
Nice.
Sorry. What was the question?
Is there anything that you want to do different in round 2 that you didn't quite do in round 1?
Yeah, I think my trouble holes were hole 16, 17, and 18. And I feel like if I could improve on those, I'll be able to put together a round really well. But I don't think we're supposed to have the same win tomorrow. So I think I can go with my original game plan that I made in the practice round, which could set me up quite nicely to play under par and be competitive for the lead.
Nice.
Awesome. I think that's we have Clinton Bonner wants to know, what driver / distance driver do you recommend for beginners? Thanks a lot and good luck in the tournament.
Oh, thank you. I would recommend Thrasher. I think it's a really great, it's not the fastest disc, but it is a high-speed driver, and it's quite understable. So I feel like beginners typically tend, like the most natural throw is hyzer. So if you kind of tend to throw more on hyzer, that's a nice disc that'll pop up and glide for you for a good ways. But I think it's best to just throw mid-ranges at first, like an understable mid-range, like a Comet or like ESP Comet or ESP Meteor, or even an ESP Buzz SS or something like that.
Okay, Ben also wants to know, Ben's our #1 question asker, if you did not know that. Do you have a doubles partner for Worlds?
No, I don't.
There you go, Ben.
Hey. All right, I think that's all that we've got in the chat for now, guys. Thank you for the questions for Vanessa. We're going to go ahead and let her go and enjoy her time not disc golfing so she can prepare herself for tomorrow. Anything you want to say before you take off, Vanessa?
Thanks for everybody who's watching and asked the questions, and hopefully I see you out on the course.
Woo. Good luck, Vanessa.
Thank you.
All right. We might have to do a little bit of adjusting with some frames here real quick now that Vanessa has taken off. Obviously, you can see me here. Give me just a second to change Wes around, and we will get him here. And
live video.
I'm the man here. There we go. That will work. There we have Wes. And I should get rid of the name. I am not Vanessa. I will go nameless here. That works for me. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a little bit more of the recap. Hey, what's up, chat? Hey, Wolfpack Discs. Shout out to you guys. Robert again. Ben, thank you guys so much for the questions. Clinton, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming on here and asking those. That's not going to work. We're going to have to stay on this, right? So let's move on to. Is there anything else in FPO that we did not cover?
Yeah, I just want to give the other ladies a little bit of recognition. We got Christina Linthicum, who is a Texas native. She shot a +9, is tied for 13th, so kind of in the middle of the field. And then Courtney Cannon with a +13. She finds herself in 19th. I think she's going to be disappointed with that round. She's, her and Trevor are living in Texas now, so I'm sure she was expecting to do a little bit better. But then also a shout out to two of our underground girls. We got Meredith Geyer and Allison Burns out there playing in the FPO field as well. So shout out to both of them for really pushing themselves and getting out to a big event.
That is awesome. I'm glad to see them out there. That is exactly how the fields begin to grow, and they learn more. And now is the time to do it with disc golf.
Yeah. So we can hop over to MPO. I'm not sure if we got the MPO scores up there.
We got them up there.
Oh, nice, Pat. So obviously we're going to start out our leading man this round is the team captain, Paul Ulibarri. And I got to say, I am really happy to see Uli back up in this top 10 where he belongs. Uli is a great player in the Open of Arizona, the memorial courses like he's used to, and it's really great to see him have a good round here in the woods. Had one bogey on the round, but looks like he went 8 down through the front 9, which is incredible. Especially towards the back end of the 9 there. We see him eagle hole 9, which requires 2 really perfect shots to get that one. And we see him with a throw-in from outside circle 2 on hole 6, stealing a birdie there as well. So really, really exciting to see Uli back in this top 4. I'm not sure if he'll be on lead card or if he'll be on chase card. But I know I'm really happy to see Uli have a great round and put himself up in that top 5.
Yeah. Before we talk about how excited I am for Uli being on top card, do me a favor, guys. If you like the content that we're doing, go ahead and head over to your Facebook, give the video a share. Let's get some more people here in chat hanging out. Just kind of makes it a little bit more fun having more questions and stuff like that. If you have questions for me or any questions for Wes about Discraft, Underground, anybody want to get some dirt on Ben, I can be bribed. So feel free to go ahead and shoot those messages in chat, and we'll make sure that we get them out there. But, man, you know what? Uli has definitely been one of my favorite disc golfers for a while. I used to do a podcast that I produced for him, and he became one of my favorites because he was one of the first pros that knew me and knew my name. And now it's pretty cool to be able to talk about him on Discraft here. And I've been waiting for this performance this past year. The last couple events, he's just been kind of not getting off to a really good start and not really putting himself in a good position and having to fight back decently on a second round and then a mediocre third round for a finish that's kind of not Uli. So it's exciting to see this.
Yeah, totally agree. It looks like the only bogey hole he 4-putted, it looks like. I'd have to look at the map for hole 11 here, but looking at the UDisc live stats, it shows 2 putts from circle 2 and 2 putts from circle 1, which is really, really unlike Uli. I think even if you cut that down to
79 feet, OB on the left-hand side.
Yeah, no OB strokes, so it looks like maybe it's one of the smaller greens. I can't remember, but he must have putted back and forth. And, you take 2 strokes off of there, and he's sitting at neg 14, which would be tied for second place. So one bad hole, kept Uli out of top 2 after the first round. So really good round from Uli. Really excited to see what he can do next round.
Yeah, heading back over to the chat real quick. Shout out to Brian from Wolfpack Discs. Yuli's the nicest random guy to meet at breakfast ever.
I bet.
And Robert Titler says, good job on getting his last name right. Yes, 1 out of every dozen I get right. So that's why I don't say them all. William Durant, Uli equals man-child. Oh, I have not heard that one before.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, Uli throws ringers too, and I throw ringers, so you know what? It might be awesome to see him do well this season and see some special plastic ringers come out. I would love to see that. Do you throw anything weird like that in your bag? Anybody in chat? Comment below what not common mold do you throw? Let me know about it. We'll talk about that a little bit as we go on.
Yeah. I think for me, random mold is Crank SS, just because I have a pretty mediocre arm, and Crank SS with the tailwind or in an open field is usually my go-to for just a max distance bomber. usually pretty accurate with them, but you know, if I don't really need accuracy, I just need distance. Crank SS is my go-to. That's kind of a weird one.
Yeah, I bagged one up until this season. I thought about putting it back in, but I've got a first run nuke that I feel like does that hyzer flip to flat to turnover for me. So until I lose that, but you know what? If I lose that, I would probably first thing would be replacing it with the Crank SS. So
nice. Yeah, we'll carry on. Next up, we have the other Paul, I guess this week, which is Paul Macbeth, and we see him with a pretty clean round as well, one bogey. On hole 5, which is kind of surprising. Another shorter hole, just 264, but looks like there's plenty of rough, like a lot of the wooded holes out there. Really, really exciting stat from Macbeth's round: 93% C1X, which is awesome.
He's figuring those lunas out, man. It took him a little bit to figure them out, and it was kind of windy today. Looking from the coverage and stuff like that, so that kind of percentage in the wind today has to be huge.
Yeah, I think the Luna's a good, slightly wind resistant putter, even without the bead on it. It's a good stable putter, so good choice for.
Unless you're Germ, 100% in circle 1. Ricky was 92% in circle 1.
Yeah.
Perkins 75. So yeah, just $92%. So he's like right up there with it. Putting was the key today.
Yeah. Yeah, he missed one putt. He had one bogey on just a tough hole there, but got several birdies through the wooded holes, and then took a 2 on 18, which wasn't playing quite as hard today, it looked like, with the tailwind. But either way, that's still a really good 2 to finish out your round and pick up 2 strokes on the last hole. So we see him tied for 7th. Looks like he will be 2 cards back probably tomorrow. Not quite ready to go McBeast mode yet, but I think if he puts up another neg 10 tomorrow, there's a good chance we'll see him kind of get inside that top 5 or 6 as some of the scoring separation starts to occur there.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. We're going to head back over to chat, my favorite place to go to, and we're going to talk about some of these discs real quick. So William Durant has softy magnets, nice in the winter. I felt the magnets. Yep. I did not like them. I just switched to focuses. Now I can say it. The cat is out of the bag. Focuses is what I'm putting with this year. Jawbreaker ones, which, it took me a little bit to decide, but I did not like magnets. But I actually felt them and kind of putted with them. And
they're great for upshots. I used them for upshots for a while. When you just want to float something in, they just have a really nice flat landing that's very safe. So I like magnets for upshots for a while.
I consider it a weird mold. So that's a weird one, William. Ben Calloway, 143 gram Wildcat. I don't believe it. I've carried his bag. He lies. Did you see a Wildcat? You caddied for him. Did he once ever pull out a 143 gram Wildcat?
Not that I don't even think they make a 143 gram Wildcat.
I caddied for him at Westlake, which every shot in your bag it challenges on one of the 24 holes, and he never pulled out this Wildcat. So no, it doesn't exist. Ben, get out of here with that. Brian throws a Venom. Yep.
Yeah.
Banger and Buzz GT from Richard. Wow.
Buzz GT was another one I bagged for a while, especially in the winter. I like similar to Banger GTs. I like the groove top in the winter because it gives you kind of some guaranteed grip. And they made some ESP Buzz GTs that had some really nice grip on them with the groove top, especially. Good winter rain, kind of snowy throwers.
Okay. Stephen Walker says he bags a Z Stalker. Never seen anyone else throw it. He needs to check out Haley King. She is all about the Stalker. She hasn't even thrown an Undertaker yet because she doesn't want anything to challenge this Stalker.
Yeah, sure.
Robert Titler throws a Glide. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen anybody else throw a Glide. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Trevor throws a Glide?
He's the only person that I know that bags a Glide, yep.
You know what? Earhart might actually. I thought I recall him acing a hole earlier or late last year, lefty flicking a Glide.
Yeah.
With something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Now that you mentioned that. Ben, let us know. Your besties with him. His buddy Madison putts with roaches. Okay, that is a nice one. Nothing weird about it though, but it's nice. And Ben said it's in a hidden compartment. It's his lucky disc. I still don't believe it. Like get out of here with that, Ben. Well, let's move on. Who we going to next?
Yeah. So next up, we're going to a kind of new name for 2019 here. We haven't really talked about him, but we did have him on for a interview, and that's lefty Max Nichols.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Max after the interview and kind of understanding his mental game, and he kind of talked about that a lot. So if you want to know a little bit more about Max, go check out our interview series and check out his interview. It was pretty fun to do.
Yeah. It looks like, Max had a clean round up to 18 where he took a bogey. I don't know how, lefty-friendly or adverse this course is, but he's kind of won a few lefties. It looks like up towards the top here, so yeah. I think that's a good testament to...
I think that Waco tends to be a pretty lefty-friendly course as well as a forehand-friendly course, which is why you see a lot of really strong forehand players up towards the top almost every year. You see Coling here. I know this is another year for Perkins being up here, so a lot of strong forehands able to work their way up there.
Yeah, well, in that case, that makes sense for Max Nichols. We see him with 78% C1X, so he left a couple out there. Looks like he had a chance to really have a big round here. We see a 2-putt on hole 2, a 2-putt on hole 12, and then we see 3 2-putts, from circle 2, so definitely not gimmies, but, on his best day ever, maybe he shaves off 5 strokes there and shoots a neg 13. Overall, a good round for Max. I think he probably would have liked to get a birdie on hole 18 and be sitting at neg 10 there. But overall, good round. I think this is a good start for Max. I think this is probably his first major or NT or, really big event of the year. I know we haven't talked about him much yet. So, in that regard, I think this is a good start for Max. Tied for 13th. I think if he shoots another 8 to 10 tomorrow, kind of keeps himself right around that position, or maybe moves up or down just a little bit.
Yeah, he can do it. One interesting thing, if you recall from Max's interview, is he really enjoyed those motivational speeches and really focusing on keeping that mindset, and every day listening to different kinds of motivational stuff. So he always keeps that go-getter, positive kind of mindset. So it'll be awesome to see how that works out for him tomorrow and see if he can keep his mental game up and just make a push and charge up there and see another Discraft player that we haven't seen a lot of this year up in the top. It's exciting each week. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Austin? Is it gonna be Adam again? Is it gonna be Earhart up there? Now we've got Max. We're gonna see. We've been seeing Reed up there. It's every week.
Yeah. I know. It's I commented earlier. I think in the Discraft all day group. It seems like any one of about 10 or 12 guys now can really just have the hot round, and I'm sure we're going to see plenty of Yuli and Macbeth up there doing the things that they always do. But I think any of these other guys have a chance to have a big round or have a big tournament, and it's definitely really exciting to watch. And I know it's really exciting for us to kind of get to know these guys more and talk to them and kind of keep learning about their games.
Yes. Guys, hit that like button. Hit that like button for Max. Hit it for Team Discraft people. They a lot of these guys watch the videos, and it's cool. They go through and they read your comments, so it's nothing surprising if somebody from Team Discraft goes back and actually responds to your comment that you've done on here. So keep them coming.
Keep them coming. We'll go through. We got one more, maybe 1 or 2 more here. We got 2 more, I think, and then we'll kind of just sort of rip off some scores at the end to kind of conclude things, but. Next up for us, tied in 20th, we got Tim Barham. And I'm going to be honest with you, I expected Tim to shoot a little bit better. I'm a little bit disappointed. Tim shot a neg 7, pretty clean sheet up through a 17, had 1 bogey, similar to Max. And it looks like it was on a 2-putt from inside the circle, so he had a chance for par there, but wasn't able to convert. And very unlike Tim, we see a 50% C1X putting. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes where he had 2 putts inside the circle, and that is just really uncharacteristic of Tim. I feel like more days than not, he makes all 5 of those putts. He's sitting at neg 12 inside the top 5 and is right where he should be. So for me, fine round from Tim. He's inside top 20 at neg 7, but I fully expect him to come back tomorrow and shoot, at least 10 or 11 down and jump his way up into the top 15.
And with Circle 1 putting right now, it's still, in this wind, a 30-footer can be pretty devastating. But then, you know, you still look at it, these guys are pros. They're trying to approach to give themselves those tailwind putts. They're trying to make it so it's a little easier on themselves and doing things that I don't do, that I don't know how to do. And that's why my putts in the headwinds fly up and left and way worse than my other putts. So, but it's still a struggle out there. So when we're talking stats, we're never actually like meaning to dog on anybody, because, you know, if you're stuck with a 30-footer on all of these, a 30-footer in those wins is brutal.
Yeah, definitely no gimme. Tim is a great woods golfer. You know, he doesn't have elite distance. He doesn't have the 550, 600-foot throws like, you know, maybe the top 5 or 8 guys do. But where Tim really excels is in the woods. He's got a great backhand. He's got a great forehand. And Tim's a great putter. Kensington is his home course up here in Michigan, which is a primarily wooded course, couple open holes. But, you know, I really expect him on these wooded courses to excel and kind of play to his strengths. So I fully expect him to play a little bit better tomorrow and move up some spots.
Oh, especially if that wind calms down a little bit. I think he's gonna be golden. All it takes is a couple bad, and you know it, all it takes is a couple bad putts in the wind, and your confidence from your months of putting practice, it doesn't exist anymore. You go up to every putt, you're scared, and you get too soft with it, and you don't, you know, it takes a couple bad ones. So we wish him better luck tomorrow on that for sure.
Absolutely. I think we got any more chat? Anybody chiming in on Tim's round? I'd be curious. I know we got a lot of Michigan love for Tim, a lot of Michigan people that follow.
Refresh chat. Last chat I got's Ben saying that he reads every single comment that every person posts. And you know what? I want Ben to prove it by putting a heart on every single comment that he reads.
Nice. Mm-hmm. We'll jump on then. We want to. Bryan Earhart found himself on the feature card through fan votes.
You skipping Reed here?
Oh, did I skip Reed?
You're skipping Reed, who has tied for 20th, along with Tim, shooting -7 on the day, and what? You good?
No, take it away, Pat.
Okay, I'm taking it away. A little under the weather, but still. You know what? Looks like he took a 5 on hole number 4, and that's going to be one of his 2 bogeys. Actually, took a double bogey on hole 13.
Yeah.
Finding himself OB on this one, actually. On hole 4, it looks like he had some scrambles, so not quite getting off of the tee too well there. He was off of the fairway on his drive, leading to that. But he did get an eagle on hole 12. Snagging
that's a good one.
The 3 there.
Hole 12, I think, is I can't remember if I watched that one on live, but at 609 through the woods, par 5, that's going to require 2 perfect shots to get yourself up to the green, and it looks like he was inside the circle 16 feet, so, you know, that's a great pull through the woods, a great approach shot again through down the fairway, and then finding yourself inside the circle for I don't want to call it a tap-in eagle, but, you know, 16 feet for these guys a lot of times is nearly a tap-in, so that's a great eagle.
Yes, it is. That's all I've got here. We're going on to Bryan. So Bryan was on feature cards. So first thing we want to talk about Bryan is Bryan has a broken toe.
That's what I had heard through the chat and on the live coverage. I haven't talked to Bryan at all or asked him, but you could see when you were watching the live coverage, he was clearly hobbling around, could not do a walk-up on his throw, and was just throwing standstill forehands basically for every hole, kind of handicapping himself down to just standstill forehands. But I have to say, shooting a -6 and being tied for 28th, basically on one leg, just throwing standstill forehands, and Bryan has an amazing forehand.
Standstill forehands are like, I would say, a good 70% of Bryan's game. Like that's one of his bread and butters. And I don't know if I recall if I've ever seen him do a run up with a forehand. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think every forehand shot I've ever seen him do ever has always been a standstill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just talked.
Which is great if you have a broken toe. I mean,
Yeah.
if I had, I'm horrible at standstills in any like form. I would be clueless. So I guess if there's a pro to compete with a broken toe out on tour, it's Bryan Earhart, and he's proving that today.
Yeah. Well, we had just talked about how he, Big Germ throws a lot of forehands on this, which plays to the lefty backhand. So for Bryan to have to kind of lose maybe that little bit of advantage or strength of his game with his backhand and have to go over to the forehand by necessity, I can't say enough good things how impressive it is to really keep it together for the round, shoot -6, and he's still inside the top 30. Who knows if he'll be able to play tomorrow. Whether he'll try and splint that thing up and maybe just throw some more standstill forehands tomorrow and try and still cash, or if he'll just end up DNFing and getting onto the recovery phase. So
I think Bryan will feel it out, and if he thinks he can go on without injuring himself, he'll do fine. Because I was really thinking about it. It's Waco. The lefties were doing good because they were being able to throw lefty shots. The righties were doing good because they were being able to throw forehands. So throwing lefty flick really is it does. You're right. It kind of hinders you on this particular course. It's not your ideal shot on the majority of the holes you play.
No, and he's still a great round. We see him hit a 2-putt on hole 1, and then a couple 2-putts. Was able to cash in 2 circle 2-putts, left 4, 5 of them out there. Just as solid as the round could be for having a broken toe. Really good round for Bryan. I think this was fine for him, especially being on the coverage card and the live coverage.
He still had a smile on his face. I was watching the whole time. He still had a smile on his face as he was kind of hobbling along there. And it was nice to be able to see that because he enjoyed it. And you know what? If he were here right now, he'd probably say something like, "Thank you guys for voting me on there. Sorry I disappointed you." And he'd play us a nice song on his ukulele.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about Adam Hammond was a late entry. He's tied for 28th with Bryan at -6. He was a late entry to the tournament. I believe he drove down there last night or yesterday. Said he had to drive 500 or 600 miles from, I don't know if he was back in Wisconsin or what. But he made the trek to get there and still shot a -6. I don't even know if he got a practice round or if he knows this course or if he just played it blind. But pretty solid round. We see him getting into some trouble on 13, 14, 15, but then he gets the eagle on 18. Definitely no shortage of distance for Adam. I think he'll play better tomorrow knowing the course and hopefully being a little bit more well-rested. And then we got Chandler Frye at -5. Philip Bartholomew, who's a new name to Team Discraft, has very quietly been having a good start to his season. At -4, we got Andrew Presnell at -4.
So Chandler Frye, who you're wanting us to bring on for an interview, right?
Absolutely, the Chanimal. He's
look at that picture. That seems like a fun interview right there. If you just base it off of his picture on UDisc, that screams awesome interview.
Chandler's a great guy. I got to meet him at the Memorial and was just instantly a big fan of Chandler. So I'm hoping that we get him on here soon. Where are we at? Andrew Presnell, -4. Disappointing round for him. I know he's going to want to shoot better, but he's tied for 38th, and I expect him to move up tomorrow.
Yeah, he still has time.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. I think this was I'm sure a disappointing round for Andrew, but he'll be back tomorrow, and he'll be moving up, no doubt in my mind. We got Willie Prince, who's another Michigan native. Pretty clean day. He had the double bogey on 4 and then 2 bogeys on the final 4. Looks like he went bogey, birdie to kind of finish out. So maybe a little up and down round for Willie. I think he can definitely shoot better. Tyler Grady, I know he's been fighting a hand injury. We don't really have any stats for him, but a little bit of an up and down round, kind of similar to Willie, finished 5-3, 5-3. Room for improvement there. The big surprise, 2 big surprises for me. Austin Hannam only shooting -1 is a huge surprise. He's been just on fire beginning of the season. I'm pretty surprised to see him shooting -1, tied for 64th. Surprise for you too, Bat?
Yeah, this one shocks me. I was actually talking before the round about how, you know what, I expect almost. I'm not surprised to hear that name up in the top with Macbeth and Wysocki and other players this season, because that's where he's been seen. It looks like he started out with a lot of problems early on. I mean, look at those par birdie, and then double bogey, then bogey. And luckily, he does at some point catch a little bit of momentum later on in the round and manage to pull together some birdies. Or this round was looking pretty grim, like really grim.
Trevor Harble, who was kind of my dark horse in this tournament, he's a Texas boy. I feel like this course kind of suits his style. He's got a really good forehand, really good backhand, really very controlled game. He's a great putter. One of those kind of all-around players that you would have expected to sort of see shoot an egg 5 or an egg 6, especially being from Texas. I'm sure he knows this course, so maybe you pick up a kind of a home stroke or two there. So to see Trevor shoot a +2 is right there as big of a shocker to me as seeing Austin Hannam at -1. I'm sure Trevor is going to go back and kind of reflect on this round, and we'll see him improve tomorrow. And then I think wrapping up our team Discraft, if I have everybody here, is Cory Ellis. And, Cory Ellis is right there with Trevor at a +2. Cory Ellis has a big power game, but he's from the Midwest. He's used to these wooded courses. So this one is a bit of a surprise to me as well, because I feel like he's a player with so much potential. And such a big game. It looks like he just kind of wasn't able to stay out of trouble, unfortunately, in round 1, and puts together a pretty disappointing round.
Yeah, that's what, Cory was actually one that I thought would do pretty well here. And I feel like we hadn't seen him in the last couple of tournaments, and I thought maybe this was going to be the one that maybe lit that fire underneath of him. Like, okay, you know what, we're a couple tournaments in. I've kind of shaken off some rust and stuff here, and I'm kind of getting used to stuff. Let's put up something good.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, Cory Ellis was my, kind of dark horse beginning of the season to really have a huge breakout season, some top 10 performances. His game has that potential. I've watched him play. I've talked to him several times, and his game is there. He's just gotta figure out how to put it together.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see some of his stats, because it looks like he's taken some risks, which is exciting. It means he's definitely confident about some shots, and maybe in the wind, you know what, his confidence never faded away. He never was like, yeah, let's play a little safer. He was just like, you know what, let's just go for this. let's go for a big shot. Let's go for something. So it'll be cool to see him on the next couple rounds though, and see exactly where he's going to move to. Hopefully up. Yeah, I'm betting up. He's gonna learn from today. Like I said, tomorrow looks like we're gonna have hopefully a little less wind.
Yeah, I fully expect him to move up tomorrow. Yep, I think that's it. I think if if there's any suggestions from our watchers on what they would like to see us do different with these rundowns, we're always happy to take suggestions. And
we can hang out here for a minute or two if you guys want to, because there's a little bit of a delay. So if you got any suggestions or anything like that, drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Any people that you'd like to see on, we can always reach out to them. It's always nice when we can say, hey, the fans actually told us to shoot you a message to see if you wanted to come on. So it was awesome having Vanessa on here today, especially after we've been wanting to have her on for the past couple of weeks, because she has been playing really, really well this season so far.
Yes, she has had a great start to her season. I was so excited when we picked her up. I know Discraft didn't make a lot of moves on the FPO side, but I was so excited to see them get her. And I actually listened to the PDGA radio interview with her today. I'm not sure if you've got a chance to listen to that yet, Pat.
I have not.
Oh, it was a really great interview. Kudos to the PDGA radio guys. Some of the questions I had lined up for her, they actually asked, so I got to write some new questions now. But it was really interesting to hear from her about her move to Discraft. And, I guess I don't want to spoil it too much. Go check out the PDGA radio interview with her. But, one of the big things that she noted was that she was looking for a team that didn't have that dominant female figure because she wanted to fill that role, and I really feel like that speaks to. I feel like that speaks to her confidence. You know, the trilogy people have the pages. Innova has a host of strong female players. You know, Prodigy has Kat, and Discraft was a natural fit for her. You know, we have Val, obviously, but they're kind of taking a step back from touring. We have Haley King, who is, you know, has as much potential as any FPO player out there. But, you know, Vanessa was really excited to join Discraft and really be, you know, the highest rated female on the team with room to improve. You know, she's on the tour team right now. I think there's a good chance with as much touring as she's doing and as well as she's playing, we could see her on the elite team next year, which would give her a signature disc. That would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
But, you know, it's just really cool to hear her just kind of candidly talk about why she made the move to Discraft, because I think that's a question that people always want to know. Like, why are you leaving, you know, a major sponsor? She was with Prodigy to come over to Discraft. Is it money? Is it the discs? And, you know, for her, it was a chance to kind of take a more leading and prominent role and kind of be a little bit more of a kind of a figure in the disc golf world. So I thought that was really cool of her.
Awesome. I agree with that. So let's head to chat. Looks like we did have one question come in. We actually had a comment from William Durant that says VVD has great form. But then we had a question from Clinton Bonner. Do you guys have any underground members in the upstate New York area?
Yeah, we have Matt Anderson.
How do you know all of this? All of these people, Wes? We have 80-something people.
Yeah. I know almost all of the people and where they're from because I recruited these people.
It's just, that's still
Yeah. It's, you know, I really...
Who do we have from Idaho? Idaho area.
I know we got Ian Poe.
No, he's from Iowa. No. That's Iowa.
Iowa. All right. Yeah, I don't think we have anybody in Idaho.
Ah.
Yeah.
So for all of our viewers out there that are in Idaho, looking to be on the underground, put that application in, get some videos up.
Yeah. I think, you know, it's I spend a lot of time looking at the applications, where people are from. I read every application. And, you know, even the people that I'm interested in, I kind of put them on a, you know, sort of like 2-week to, you know, maybe 3-month kind of watch schedule and make sure that they are kind of doing some videos, doing the stuff that we're interested in, making a difference in their area. You know, that they have a good, you know, kind of professional image on social media. Obviously, we don't want to recruit anybody that is going to make Discraft look poorly. So I really spend a lot of time researching people, following people.
Mississippi,
we got Rachel Wanek, I think it is, and I think Danya's in Tennessee. I think it's just Rachel.
There you go, the two Dungan tubers.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm all of that, and then I'm just a big fan of everybody that, you know, we have on the underground. Is even being the captain, I'm a fan of all of our players. I love watching what they have going on, where they finish at tournaments. You know, I'm regularly hopping on the PDGA page and looking, you know, to see if people have played some tournaments recently and see how they did and stuff. So I don't know. I like all of our people, and hopefully they like me.
Well, William Rockcastle says West for president. So I think that means that he likes you. So we're going to just call this one a wrap, guys. We should be on for round 2 tomorrow. Wes, you going to be on for round 2 tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah.
2,
yeah. I think...
We're gonna make round 2 happen. We'll get an event posted up for you guys. Excuse me,
yeah,
and we'll get some round 2 going.
Maybe we can get another player in here. Maybe we can get somebody we haven't had. Maybe a Barham or maybe the Chanimal. I want to get him on.
The Chanimal, yes, that would be awesome. If not, we can always reach out to Bryan. I'd like to hear about his foot a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a good mention too.
If we have to, we can go ahead and do that. So, guys, maybe do that. Comment down below who you'd like to see us get on. We'll try to make that happen for you guys. If you like the videos, like the videos. If you want to see more of the videos, make sure that you are hitting the subscribe button by turning on the notification bell. And most importantly, I hope you guys are making those putts, because by as many videos as I've been getting, nobody's really making any putts out there, Wes.
Well, make the putts.
We've had no putts. We've had no putts come in. I haven't had a new putt video in a week. 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
I know. So evidently nobody's out there making the putts. So make those putts. Drop them to us in our Underground Interviews Messenger on Facebook. If we like them, we'll make sure that we put them on there. Shoot them to our email, pat.harrison@Ravan. I'll throw it in the description. You guys know what to do. Look back on any video. You can get your putts to us if you're making them.
Even at this point, if they just send them in, they're going to get on. They got a good chance.
I'll take your missed putts at this point for all I care. I got to keep putting my putts up there. I don't have very many baked putts left. We're going to have to start going to my missed putts. So I'd rather put your missed putts up there than my missed putts.
We don't want to see me putt either.
Oh, we got a couple more things coming through there. His buddy Madison Colthorpe is absolutely obsessed with Discraft, and he's from the Mississippi area. Awesome. William says he's on it. He can do it right now. He's going to make a putt. I'm hoping that's what he's doing.
Good.
I don't believe you. Prove it.
Prove it.
Prove it. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.